Okay, so we know the square root of -1 equals I. But what is the square root of I, or the square root of the square root of -1? Let's look at that. So, the first thing you need to remember is that the standard form for a complex number is a plus bi equals z, where a is the real bit and bi is the imaginary bit. All right. So, in this case, our z value is going to be the square root of I. All right, and since that's our z value, we can say this equals a plus bi. Then I want to square both sides, and we get I equals a squared plus 2abi. And then let's go up here and let's square bi. So bi, let me write that bigger. Bi squared equals b. So b times b is b squared. I times I is I squared. But I squared, right, is also equal to -1, right? Then we can say this just equals negative b squared. So minus b squared. Then we want to turn this into more of a system of equations. So we can, because our main goal is to solve for a and b. Because if we solve for a and b, then we can just say what the square root of I is equal to. So how should we do that? Well, let's turn this I into standard form. How can we do that? Well, our real bit is going to be 0, right? Because that won't change the value at all. And our imaginary bit is going to be 1i. Because adding 0 and multiplying by 1, it won't change the value at all. So we can do that, and the equality is still there. Then I want to rearrange this a little bit because I think it'll make it more obvious. A squared minus b squared plus 2abi. So maybe you can recognize now that a squared minus b squared is going to be our real bit. And this, since that's an I, is going to be our imaginary bit. So, and then this is our real bit, and this is our imaginary bit. So we can say that this equals 0, and this equals 1. So that's now our system of equations. Let me write this bigger, a squared plus b squared, minus, equals 0. Then we have 2abi equals 1i. Now, the first thing we can do is just cancel out the i's because I don't want to have to worry about those. So 2ab equals 1. Let's start with this one and let's solve for a. All right? So 2ab. So the first thing we should do is divide both sides by 2 and b. We're going to find a equals 1 over 2b. All right? So then let's come back up here and let's plug that in for a. 1 over 2b squared minus b squared equals 0. All right? Then let's multiply, but let's add b squared to both sides. We get 1 over 2b squared equals b squared. Then what we're going to do is we're going to square this. So what I want to do is make this 1 over 2 squared. We're not going to make it 4, and you'll see why in a sec. It'll make it a lot easier on us to do that right now. Times b squared. All right, because 1 squared is still 1. Then equals b squared. Let's multiply both sides by b squared. We get 1 over 2 squared equals b squared times b squared. That also is b to the fourth. No, looks more like a 6. B to the 4th equals 1 over 2 squared. Let's move up here. So far we have b to the 4th equals 1 over 2 squared. Let's take the fourth root of each side, all right? That's going to give us b equals 1 over, because the root of any root of 1 is going to give us 1. So then let's take the fourth root of 2 squared. Now we can also say, since the fourth root, we can say this is 2 to the 2 over 4, right? We can say 2 over 4 is also 1/2. Anything to the power of 1/2 is the square root. So then b equals 1 over square root of 2, which is also equal to square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so now we have our b value. So let's come back to this one. Let's a squared minus b, we have our b value, square root of 2 over 2 equals 0. Sorry, this is square. Equals 0. So then, a squared minus 2 over 4, because square root of 2 squared is 2, 2 squared is 4, equals 0. All right? Then let's add 2 over 4 to each side. A squared equals 2 over 4. Let's take the square root of each side. A equals square root of 2 over square root of 4, which is 2. So a equals square root of 2 over 2. So now we have both a and b. We've solved for the square root of I. So let's go up here. We have square root of 2 over 2 plus the square root of 2 over 2i. So we have our answer here. Now, something I haven't mentioned yet is when we take these square roots, the square roots can be both negative and positive. All right, you can take the negative square root or the positive square root of something. So a and b, all right, where did I put b? I don't know where I went off to, but that's fine. Yeah, here it is. A and b also have negative values. So we can say that the square root of I is also equal to the negative square root of 2 over 2. Let me make some more room. Minus square root of 2 over 2i. So both of those are valid for what the square root of I is. Hopefully you found that interesting and learned something. If you have anything to add or notice that I said anything wrong, please comment it below. Thank you for watching.